who are the real suitors here? Well, we know about Oklahoma and LSU. And then he listed Clemson, he listed Penn State, and he listed Maryland, to which Mayberry, one of these is not like the other, right? But we'll get to that in a minute. And then yesterday, we had the announced commitment of defensive end Jonathan Jefferson. Jonathan Jefferson is 6'4", 270 pounds. He plays defensive end for Douglas County in Georgia. But this dude is also catching passes for touchdowns in high school. I love high school football, where your defensive end is also your number one wide receiver. And he looks every bit the part. And if you'll watch his huddle film, you'll see exactly what kind of player he can be. Probably grows into an interior defensive lineman, maybe plays some 3 technique. I don't think he's going to be like a shade. I think that right now he could go into Georgia and play the 5 technique. I could also see with his burst, his ability to just get off, that he could be, your wide 7 in a stand-up outside linebacker situation. But seeing as Georgia plays with 2 defensive linemen, or 2 defensive tackles and 1 defensive end, and 2 outside linebackers, and their 34 front becomes a 4-2-5 against most spread teams, you can see why they might end up putting your man's hand on the ground. But one of the things I also found interesting about this commitment is, who Jonathan Jefferson's daddy is. His daddy fought Vladimir Klitschko for the heavyweight championship of the world. Now, that sounds real cool until you do your homework and you find out his daddy got KO'd in the 2nd round. And I'm not going to say that, that's everybody going to catch an L every now and again. But you catch an L from Vladimir Klitschko, Dr. Steelhammer, that's something else. You catch an L in the 2nd round, I got to wonder, were you a tomato can? Or were you actually supposed to be competing for this belt? Anyway, it's going to be the second dude to participate, or the second son of a dude to participate in a world heavyweight boxing championship fight to play at Georgia in the last 4 years. The other being Evander Holyfield's kiddo, who's running back and came out early and then went undrafted. So that's how that went. But in picking up this 2021 commit, what does Kirby Smart continue to do? He continues to build these outstanding classes of young men that are just looking to destroy everything that they know. I mean, it's Darnell Washington ended up in this. That dude's 6'7" and like 270, and he can play both sides of the ball, and he's gonna be a monster at Georgia. You continue to look at what they did in 2019 when they picked up Jermaine Johnson, and I'm going, wait a second. That's the number 1 defensive end in JUCO coming out of Independence, Kansas. Actually made it on that Last Chance U in the last season. They've just been building a monster defensively for the last 5 years. Problem for them has always been offensive. And I think with Vandagriff in the class, along with your man's Jefferson in the class, you could begin to challenge for the number 2 spot, because Ohio State is running away with the 2021 recruiting world title, as they are in position to put together one of the truly outstanding classes in the history of the rankings era. I'd also add in here that Oklahoma can make a real run at getting into the top 5 if they can secure the commitment of one Caleb Williams. Now, in securing the commitment of Caleb Williams, I think a lot of other things would begin to fall into place. You'll note Lincoln Riley tweeted the eyes a couple days ago, and we have not had a public announcement of that commitment. So it's a silent commitment. But silent commitments have not really gone well for anybody here of late. Patrick Surtain was a silent commitment to LSU. He's been starting the last 2 years at Bama. Dylan Mosley was a silent commitment to LSU. He's at Alabama. Bijan Robinson was a silent What, silent commitment is an oxymoron? Yeah, I guess. I mean, if we're unpacking what a silent commitment is, right? And I'm going to finish this list because I had this list, but I'm going to unpack that because you bring up a good point there, Mayberry, about is it an oxymoron? 2 things that contradict each other that are slammed together. English major, stand up. Kendall Milton was a silent commit to Ohio State, right? And now we're talking about we're talking about a silent commit to Oklahoma, and it might be a quarterback, might be a defensive recruit. They've already got one silent commit out there to start, but I think I know who that is, and I'm fairly certain about this second set of eyes. But to unpack Mayberry saying, hey, isn't it an oxymoron? Yeah, but it's also to say, hey, secure my spot in this class. Secure my spot at this school. And if you're good enough, if you're a blue chipper, right, that's a 4 or 5 star kiddo, you can do that kind of thing. You can flex in that kind of way. And they won't actually make you play that chip until you get into the fall, until it gets closer to early signing period. Because now you've told a coach, a head coach, or an assistant that I'm planning to go here, but hey, look, I wanna keep my options open. To which I don't know any other industry where you can get away with a silent commitment, man. I don't think any other industry would allow this. I certainly don't think your wife would allow this. That because she ain't your wife, right? your wife didn't allow this. Yo, babe. So what I need here is I need you to know you're my number one. You're my number one. I love you. You my baby. But I don't need to put a ring on it or nothing like that. And you know what? I would really hate it if you just started telling people that we were together. Because, I like, Sheila, she over there. And Jessica over there. And LaQuanda, she over there. And Tina got a big old butt. So I just want to know, for certain that I don't want them. But I know that I like you. I want you, but I want to be sure that I don't want them. You understand? No, fool, she don't understand. You got punched in the face 3 seconds ago. 30 seconds ago into this explanation. That ain't gonna work. Whereas in recruiting, what's the coach gonna tell you? Nah, you can't silent commit here. Public commitments only. Please. Now, on the other side of that, what I think is funny is once you get on campus, once you sign your national letter of intent, once you are enrolled in classes and you are going through workouts, you're going to get the same conversation that I got from my preschool teacher, Ms. Moore. Shout out Ms. Moore, who got me started in Head Start. Had me doing Garrett A. Morgan addresses on the stage. She shut the door the first day of class. She turned around and looked at a group of 3 and 4-year-olds and said, I'm your mama now. That's how head coaches get down. Yeah, okay. Enough with all the kissing. Enough with all the hand rubbing. Enough with all the sweet nothings. These daily text messages are coming to an end. These nightly phone call chats where I'm talking you through how to go and pick up girls, those are to an end. We're not playing any more Madden. We're not playing any more Fortnite. That stops today. Now you in my house. Now hey Mayberry, what's the woman's name in Annie? What's her name? Mrs. She ran the orphanage. It could be Ben Stiller. Yeah, but it was Ben Stiller and Happy Gilmore, right? Yeah, you better quilt. Oh, okay. You just pulled landscaping duty. How about that? I feel like that goes on everywhere, especially at college football teams. What's her name though? What's the lady that ran the orphanage's name? Doggone it, because she was hitting on Daddy Warbucks something cruel. Like something cruel she was hitting on that man. Shout out Carol Burnett, who went into the closet with one nose and came out with another nose. Getting plastic surgery in the closet. Man, I forget her name. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and get research on this because it's going to bug the hell out of me. Annie, Miss Orphanage. Because, everybody should know that woman's name. Hannigan! Miss Hannigan! Got it! Doggone it. That's what coaches turn into. They turn into Miss Hannigan. So you can silently commit if you want to, and it can be an oxymoron. Right? It's fine. Because, what's the alternative? I asked you, Mayberry, what's the alternative? You gonna say no? He's only taking engraved commitments. Hey, we have a blood pact. I have shown right here. See the scar? This is where we had the blood pact. Maybe we're only taking the Dracula commitments. Hey, give me your neck. and then we don't have to tell anybody, because then you'll just know. Golly. Oh my God. No. I sincerely think that Caleb Williams is only going to end up considering 2 schools, OU and LSU. Now, the reason not to count out Mike Locksley at Maryland is because that man pulled Rakeem Jarrett out of a hat. 5-star recruit that was going to LSU, right? That's where that came from. Now, the reason not to count out Penn State is because if James Franklin gets himself a true blue quarterback, it might be a wrap over there. But he would have to get him before Micah Parsons ends up going to the NFL, and that ain't going to happen. Micah Parsons is going to be in the NFL next year. Caleb Williams is going to be a freshman next year. They've always had a pretty good running game, right? I love Noah Cain back there, even as people was trying to tell me about Journey Brown. And if they get themselves a couple of wideouts, they'll be all right. But I don't really entertain them. And I have more faith in this dude, Caleb Williams, going to Maryland or Penn State than I do Clemson. I'll tell you why. They just picked up DJ Uiagalelei. They just picked up a 5-star quarterback in the 2020 class. Nah, son. 5 stars, as a rule, don't follow 5 stars at the quarterback position. There's every other year. So whatever poor sap that they end up getting to take in the 2021 class, it's going to end up doing the Hunter Johnson. It's going to end up doing the Kelly Bryant. It's going to end up doing the Chase Bryce. Because they have their plan for Trevor Lawrence going into the NFL Draft 2021.